We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat Tales. We are Billy Goat Tales.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. We've been having a lot of fun behind the scenes. I want to say hi to the team. Let's go around the horn. What's going on, Dave Digital? How you doing today?
What's going on? Just in another Bitcoin trade, hoping to head the other direction.
Nice, nice. Jimmy Jim, what's happening in your world today?
I'm not trading anything other than sports cards this weekend. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Tex-Mex, Biomex, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, crypto fam, Billy Goat Tales fam? Not much. Just I put out quite a few videos this last 2 days. Stuff that I'm doing on the side. So yeah, some.
And they were fire too, man. They were fire. That's going to take off. So good work. Good work,
That was
man.
a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
The corn mafia.
Cluck, cluck, Boyo. Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Only the brick.
Glad to be back. To be back. I was doing a lot of traveling, so couldn't jump on with the team, but I'm back, and it's good to be back.
And then we got the Red Man. What's happening, Red Man?
Hey, happy Sunday to everybody. I'm blessed by the best. Happy to be here.
Yeah, brother. Let's just say hello to the chat. Red Man, won't you say hello to everybody? Scroll through there and say hello to everybody.
Yeah, I want to say a big hello to Brian. He was the first one in the chat. DJ and Brian's usually always the first one in the chat. And then we got Jesse. We got, let's see if my mouse is working here. Brian, we got Blocky, we got Randy, we got Crypto Billy, we got Givers Gay, we got Andy in the mic, Andy in the chat. We've got K Diggity, what's up, man? How you doing? Alexandra G, best mod in the game. Big shout out to you. We got Goldie here. Let's see who else. All set. Good afternoon to you. Crypto Maniac, my favorite maniacs in the chat. I see Wick's wife, Vine89 is in the chat. Dave Digital's in the chat. Blockchain of Thoughts in the chat. Whole Man's here. Yeah, looks like we got a lot of the OGs here.
Well,
I'll
we
send it
thank
back
everybody
over to
for
you.
coming over and joining us on Billy Goat Tales on a Sunday afternoon. We appreciate that. Tony, we got a little bit of a announcement, right? You got to make an announcement?
Yeah, we sure do. We got a little bit of announcement. You want to cue it up over there, Dave Digital?
Dave Digital. It's like, which one? Which one are we talking?
So for those of you who don't know, maybe I'm going to stop sharing for now. But for those of you who don't know, we have a drawing with the Easter eggs that we're going to do on April 15th for the team. So anybody who has an Easter egg from our NFT mint, you'll be entered into this drawing where we spin the wheel on April 15th. And one lucky winner is going to have, you'll have to pay to get there, but you'll have a weekend stay with the Billy Goat Tales team. It's going to be the 10th through the 12th, I believe, 10th through the 13th, excuse me. And that's Friday through Monday. Of course, you can leave Sunday if you got to, but you're always welcome to stay till Monday and fly out on that day. And so one of the things that we're going to do is on Saturday, and I'll go ahead and share back up, is the Fall for Greenville. It's an event out there with food and tunes and all that type of stuff. And so on that Saturday, we're going to go to this fair that Billy was telling us about, and it's called Fall for Greenville. You can look more into it, see what kind of tunes and things that you might want to try out. But that's part of what we're doing. And if you want to get to see, here I'm going to bring up how you can get to the NFT if you're interested. So you go to billygoattales.io, And up here right now, since my screen's limited size, I have to click more, but you can go to NFT Mint Info. And you want to go and mint, you click on that official site. You connect your Cardano wallet. And if you need help with that, you can reach out to our team. Oh, look, it even has you verify some stuff here. Click the element that's least connected. So you got to do a little bit of verification. You can come in here, you can mint. If you had one of the speaker passes, you can use the whitelist. If not, you can use the public sale. The prices are still really reasonable, 20 and 25 ADA. And then you can get a glimpse of what you get aside from being able to have the Easter egg. Here's what the book platform is that we launched. We're gonna this coming Tuesday. We have our Ernest Lee who's coming up. So this is chapter 16. This is just part of the recap, the main points from that chapter with Ernest Lee. We'll talk about that a little bit later today. But we look forward to this trip. We've already planned it. We planned the dates. The team's all going to be there, and we look forward to having one lucky winner come out and join the team on this weekend getaway. So
Yeah, so everybody knows we appreciate the support. So those that bought the NFT and bought the book, bought the leadership book, you're in as long as you have the Easter egg. So check your metadata, and every year, as long as you hold that NFT, every year we're going to do a drawing, and the only thing you have to do is get to the place that, like this year it's in South Carolina, but we pick you up at the airport. We take care of your food. We take care of your lodging. We take everything. We're going to have a lake house. We're going to have a pontoon boat. We're going to go out on the lake. We're going to have a campfire. We're going down to the fall for Greenville one day. We're going to talk crypto. We're going to talk fun, and we're going to do this every year just because you hold our NFT. So, like talking about utility, we bake it in. Not that much. Cost you 25 Cardano. And you get a chance at this every single year if you have the Easter egg on your NFT. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I go to Fall for Greenville. It's a foodie event. So, like there's 5 stages, different music, tons of great food, the best of the best food. And if you haven't checked out Greenville, South Carolina, you got to, because it's always voted, it's always up there in the top 10 best places to live in America. So
and aside from that, Billy, isn't there another giveaway that's going on with Easter egg number 9? There's 3 of them that still haven't been minted yet.
Yeah, talk about it. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought it up.
If you mint, because they haven't been minted yet, but if you mint and you grab an Easter egg for chapter 9 or the NFT number 9, then there's $500 cash for each of those. So you want to go and get that opportunity if you want to take that chance for that. I mean, we believe that the book, the 30 chapter NFT book, crowdsourced through our 30 weeks of X Spaces, our first 30 weeks, we feel like that's a wonderful, great product that we put out. Great personal development, leadership development, but also crypto adoption and just crypto topics that you can share with people in bite-sized chunks. And most of you, or at least 172 people, were captured. Their thoughts and inputs were captured in that book. So we brought that to you all. I know that many of you have it. Look forward to being able to share that product out with so many more.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think it's getting to be about bubble time. You ready for the bubbles?
I am ready. We're going to start off on the weekly, guys. So as you can see, alts have been kind of all over the place. And it's kind of like the flavor, of the month. IP, I'll be honest, I don't even know what this token is, but for the week, yeah, it's up 140%. I mean, Maker, this is an oldie but goodie. Tau, I mean, it came around this cycle. Pyth, a new one. So you've got a lot of the newer tokens kind of, making a little bit of a move. But as far as, the way that the market's moving, it's just, I mean, not for me, I'm not trading this environment, but hopefully we could see a little bit more spiciness. This is the day, kind of sideways action, guys. Pi making a move, and then on the hour, I mean, it is Sunday, so I wouldn't trust any of this, but this is what we got on the hour. We got, a little bit of mixed, moves here, but that's what we got. I mean, just sideways, kind of boring, not too much nothing that I want to touch. Yep, those crickets. That's my thought right now on this environment for sure. And I will bring it back to you, Billy.
Yeah, man. Excellent, excellent. There's a lot going on. Hey, for me personally, I've said it in my tweets. I say it to you guys. I'm buying. I'm buying. Been buying. Keep buying. So it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just doing what I think is right for my own portfolio. So I'm absolutely been buying. Team knows I'm buying. So and been trading too. Been doing some great trades, and I actually have 2 open right now. So, but before we get into all that, it's time for the market update. You ready for the market update, Red Man?
Let's go. All right. So as you can see, Bitcoin's hovering around 95. I think I saw it at 97-ish yesterday. It came back down a little bit. Ethereum making a little bit of a push in the 7-day. It's up 5%. You can see that nice little V-shaped recovery there for Ethereum. We were just talking about that before the show. XRP still at $2.56. BNB, we're pushing, what does that say? 854? 854, I think. Yeah. And then Solana still taking a little dippy dip, 167 for Solana. We got Doge at 24 cents, up almost 0.5% in the 1 hour. And we got Cardano hovering around 76 cents. Been kind of back and forth ranging all week. Tron trying to make a little bit of a move. In the 24-hour, it's up 4%. And that kind of ranges out the top 10. Fear and greed. So 40%, guys. 40% pretty good. It's not the best, but it's a pretty good buy signal for right here. And I wanna turn your attention to this little commercial right here, TAI. If you guys didn't know about it, it's an AI coin on Solana. It is backed by the Solana Foundation. Was looking at some information on that the other day. Dominance for Bitcoin still 59%, still hovering around that 60% area. Really no change there. ETH at 10.65%. And then like what Poyo was just talking about, Pi when it opened up, I saw it at like 71 cents. It looks like it's rebound since then. So who knows? This is still a high speculation coin. Just got dropped on the markets the other day. ETH is a trending coin right now, obviously with that V-shaped recovery. GLM, haven't really done much research on GLM, but the market cap itself is up 25%. So that's something you might want to pay attention to. That pretty much does it for the coin market cap.
Just a quick correction that BNB is 650-ish, not
650-ish. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I got all these lights in my face.
I think Billy just locked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, looks like Billy froze up over there.
Sorry, I'm jamming up. I'm
There he
jamming
is.
up.
There he is.
I'm jamming up. Yeah, we noticed during the team meeting that my stream on my end is jamming up. But Trade Intuition, I was saying thank you for redirecting over to us. Bubba's, good to see you, my man. Bubba's real OG in Frankie Candle's chat over there. Bubba's is. And In and Out, Rocco, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. AJ, good to see you. Thank you guys for coming in. Of course, the Poe Man, which I think Red Man always said hi to. So what we're going to get into next, guys, is we have and hold on for a second, Dave. We have a guest coming up that you guys all know and love, one of our favorite miners, and we're going to intro him right now, Dave, and we'll bring him up. GF Burke is going to be in the house.
Hold on, I'm looking for him.
Oh, come on, Dave. He missed his cue. There you go, Berkey. We did something just for you, brother. How you doing today? Can we hear Burke? You're muted, Burke.
He's muted on mine.
Can you hear me now, Burke? Burke,
How you doing? How you doing?
how you doing, Berkey? We can't hear you, brother. We had you, then
Well, that
we
was
lost
really
you.
fancy. Thanks for the intro, man.
Oh, well, we got you
there
now.
you go.
Okay,
You
There
guys
he
know?
is.
Yo. Yo,
we
yo,
got
yo,
you, bro.
yo.
We got you.
Can you hear me?
Finally.
Oh,
Yes, we
good.
can.
You with us?
So what's
We
going
hear
on,
you
Bert?
loud and clear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm getting lag on my side.
Okay. Sorry about that. So, Burke, we brought you up because there's some developments going on. The Caspa chain. We know you're the Caspa guy, Caspa miner, Caspa guy all the way around. Wanted you to educate our audience on what's going on over there on the Caspa chain, especially with the NFTs.
And Burke, what I've recognized
Yeah, for
sometimes
sure,
is
man.
when
I don't
I'm
know if there's
listening,
too much lag.
sometimes I'm
actually on my
listening in
laptop right
on
now. I don't know if
YouTube.
I'm live with you, but the video's way off.
You want to leave and come back, Burke? Sounds like there's a big lag.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you got to adjust your sound. Like I have to turn off my YouTube side sound, so I did because there is a delay from our live section. But we'll bring you back up.
Yeah, let's hit Burke, remove, and then we'll bring him.
We love you, fam. Give her skin.
All right, we're trying to kick Burke and make him come back. So we'll keep rolling on. Hopefully we can get him back. He's got some alpha for us all today. So hopefully we'll get through this connection issue, and we'll bring Burke back in because it's going to be some good stuff. So we also wanted to talk about, kind of skipping Dave since we lost Burke. We also did want to talk with DDT later on a Bitcoin chart, and we're also going to be talking about some of the news, which is on our thumbnail, which we can get right into that while we waiting for Burke to come back, if you guys want.
Yeah, sounds good. And I want to say hi to Crypto Coin Mindset and to Nate over on X. We've got two people that have jumped in the chat on X too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you guys on X, feel free to jump on in and chat. We appreciate you. We appreciate you listening to us and getting caught up on the crypto news here on a Sunday afternoon. We appreciate that. So, Dave Digital, what do you think about this Bybit hack?
I think it's interesting. I think that the way that they went about it, it's the oldest trick in the book. You know, they simply fished those guys and they fell for it, even though they did it in a little fancier way than every other time, you know, than a normal fish. Like they changed that, you know, they made it visually pleasing, basically, the fish, but they just fished them. And so they fell for the oldest trick in the book, and people are hackable. They don't have to go through the system to do the hacking. They can just hack the people. And so they did. They hacked all three people. And I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, I mean, they had a multi-sig wallet and waited to the last signature and boop, gone. Almost like a smart contract within a smart contract. The address was correct, but it was able to redirect. And look, North Korea,
was-
man. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about a whole another nation that just lets that
Well,
happen?
let's see what they're going to do. There's rumors of ETH rolling it back again. So there's rumors of whatever it is they did the first time to get all their money back. There's rumors of them doing that again. I don't know how concrete those are, but if they do it again, I think there's a ripple effect there. I think you just let it be like it is. Bybit did a good job. They handled it well, even though they fell for the oldest trick in the book. They didn't go insolvent, at least not yet. It doesn't look like they're going to, at least with the preliminary reports out. So we'll just have to see. I don't think that I think that they handle it well. I think it sucks, and obviously we're kind of numb to the numbers, but they say that that's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, heist ever. So that's pretty wild. You know, if you think of bank
I
robberies.
mean,
and
is it
things
really a
like that.
heist when they give away their password?
I mean,
Yeah, he has a good point.
I mean,
but the
that's,
good
I
news
mean,
is,
in the business I'm in, which is cybersecurity, I mean, to this day, phishing emails remains number one entry point across all the ways people can come in for that very reason. It's easy
and
and people aren't paying
I think,
attention. You register a domain, one letter off, people don't notice it, and poof,
Not your
there
keys,
you
not your
go.
crypto. Goes back to
yeah,
not
and
your keys.
I think there's a ripple effect too, because now I don't know about you guys, but if somebody that you've been looking for to send you a link to jump on a stream, you gonna click it?
I just
Yeah,
sent the link in our
because I know
stream
how to
too.
verify links.
I'm just
That's the
Yeah.
saying
point.
that's how they got them. I mean, they acted like a big one of these. I'm not sure the exact one, but Coin Market Cap or one of these big crypto media companies, and they acted like them, and they acted like they wanted to do a Zoom call with them, and so they invited them, and of course they jumped on the Zoom call. They're like, "Yeah, I want to jump on," and it wasn't. What I understand, it wasn't a Zoom call. It was just a phishing link. I mean, that's wild.
That's what
But
happened to Ron's
now
basement. Yeah, Ron's basement with the.
they
Dude,
say that same thing happened to Femex too. They said
I
that's
could
what they've been doing
spend
to a lot of them.
hours telling you just, oh my goodness, the last big one that I had to work on. I mean, it's really disturbing because from an IT perspective, our guys aren't necessarily, looking for that, right? And, we have all of the email AI and filters and all of that kind of stuff in place. But that's kind of the first wall they got to jump, right? I mean, you form an email that, does make it through. And we were watching this guy's conversation, and there were so many red flags through this whole thing. And mind you, this particular instance went over the course of 2 months. 2 months. So this company was wiring some money to pay a vendor. The person that was trying to send the money's email got hacked. The hacker is essentially redirecting emails going back to the real person, to himself, and answering the emails. Well, every frickin' email that this guy had, it was the exact same email with a new message on top, right? So, I mean, anybody knows you send an email, there's a chain, right? Your first email, the second email, the third email, the fourth email, right? So he had intercepted an email that had been flying back and forth between several people, injected himself in that communication path, was intercepting emails. And this sounds complicated, but this is remedial crap here. And essentially carried on a conversation with this guy. There was checks and balances in place. They wire the money off. It sits at the bank for like a week and a half. The bank says, "Hey, we got this money sitting here and no one's taking it." So they bring it back. They get the money back. So they send it to where the scammer said, they bring it back. And then they turn right back around. A couple of days later, the scammer pops back up and says, "Hey, I didn't get the money. We're having trouble with this bank getting our account set up. Send it to this account." Guess what happened? They sent the money again, a second time.
Wow.
And it's just like, all you had to do, if you just saw that email was 3 replies, and then it was always a new message, always a new message, always a new message. The 3 replies never changed, so how they can't, I mean, that's just having your head up your butt is all that is. You have to be aware, especially when you're dealing with money and crypto. Who are you talking to? Can you validate this person? And all of that faith, right? I mean, Humans are the number one downfall for cybersecurity incidents. Period. In the story. That is the weakest link because most IT systems are pretty hardened, but you got a human there that not paying attention and just divulging information to people without doing any checks and balances, and this is what happened. Unbelievably, unbelievably, they were able to pull the money back. But then that just set off a whole forensics. We had to come in, build a timeline. Here's where it started. This is all the stuff that happened. Here are the key points. Everybody's good, but dang, that bullet was right past the head on that one. And it was, I think the total number was 800 and some odd $1,000. So that's not good, just not good.
Not good. Well, we can come back to this conversation along with the other items on the thumbnail, but let's see if we got Burke back. I think we got Burke back. Burke.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Are we still in a lag?
Oh, perfect. Well, as long as I'm not hearing myself, I was on. Sorry about that. I was on my laptop. For whatever reason, it was kind of freaking out. So now I'm just on the desktop. So we should be good.
Berkey.
Good to me.
That's awesome. Well, Burke, we wanted to bring you on because, you and I were DMing in private chats there just about what's happening on Retro Mike's favorite chain, Caspa. And so I wanted to bring you on to kind of update us. Tell us what's going on with what they're doing over there, especially on the NFT side of things.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on. So there's been a few developments going on, and I don't know if a lot of people are just not really paying attention. I know the NFT space in particular is quite dead right now, and that's across the board. I mean, that's just kind of what's happening in the space. But in my mind, I think that's probably the best time to be accumulating is when no one's paying attention. The market's way down. We like to buy blood and stuff in the red, basically not buying euphoria and green candles. And I look at NFTs kind of the same, in the same way. So previously we were doing on the Caspa DAG, we were doing KRC 20s. That kind of brought some excitement. That kind of disrupted the Caspa price as well. Not a big deal, whatever. But we got excited about that. It's the very first inscriptions effectively on the CAS DAG. So that was pretty fun. So now we have the KRC 721s, which is the NFT side of inscriptions on the network. It's not smart contracts, that's not yet, but these are just effectively inscriptions, just as ordinals on Bitcoin. So that got launched, and it's working pretty cool, man. I've been testing it. I've been kind of collecting a lot of the NFTs, and I also been collecting a lot of KNS domain names on the CAS. Effectively just collecting a lot of domain names. I was there. I kind of stayed up all night. I was kind of waiting until they launched live because, man, if you're in that first half an hour, first hour, you can get any normal words, names, company names, whatever you want. So I was on that like the second it launched, and I've got, I got a domain for you because I knew you probably weren't awake. So I grabbed one for you, just billy.cas. And I got lifer.cas. I grabbed some for my friends. I tried to grab Redman's, but dude, I don't know if you grabbed it, but Redman was taken like in the first half an hour, dude. I don't know. It wasn't me, man. I was going to try to grab it for you. But
That's all good, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd have been like grabbing Coca-Cola and Pepsi and
Dude,
I would have been grabbing all those, So
Yep.
thank you for thinking of us during that time.
.com all over again.
Yeah, dude. I got beer.cas. I got visa.cas. Yeah, I was going after those names, man, for sure.
Pretty good.
So
Well,
anyway,
maybe the Hops on Cardano crew might want to touch base with you on that beer.cas.
yeah. Yeah, hops. That's a good one. So I know when beer was it beer.blockchain on OpenSea. I know the guy who bought that. I think it was Anheuser-Busch bought it for 300,000. So yeah, I had a list. I was ready. Anyway, so currently we have the domain names. Of course, we have the KRC20 just memes, the nachos and stuff, and now we have the the NFT side of things. And if you want to, Billy, I know you were kind of interested. I don't know if you were kind of ready to go snipe something and buy something, but we can kind of go through the process of walking through and just kind of seeing what that looks like.
Yeah, man. So let me see if I can't recall on my end. So I'm up in StreamYard on the Billy Goat Tales site. Let me see if I can go to my personal because I think that's
What are you trying to
where
share?
nothing yet. Burke's going to take us to the website first.
Yeah, so the website is caspa.com.
Okay, so Tony, you want to just walk through it? You feel so you want to pull up
Yeah, sure. I'll bring
caspa.com?
it up. Just give me
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm sharing the
So
right
we wanted to
screen.
show everybody how to actually do this, right? And I told Burke I'll
Yeah.
probably do it live and just buy one, but I'm in the different profile, so I don't want to screw up. I always have these profile problems.
Can y'all see it all right? Does that look good? Is
Yeah,
that better?
Yeah, there we are. So the landing page right now just brings you right to the KRC20s, which is going to change. The developer, this is still being on development. So currently it brings you to this landing page, but it won't eventually. So if you go ahead and I do have to say that the only wallet that's going to work with these from this website right now is the Casware browser plugin. That's the only thing that's supporting, both KRC's 721s and KRC20s and the domain names as well. So as long as you have a Casware wallet, this is going to be the place to play. So if you scroll all the way up on this page here, at the very top, you should see where it says NFTs.
Yep.
And then if you click on NFTs and you go down to where it says
Oh,
mint.
Dave, what's going on, Dave?
Dave,
Hold on 1 second.
there you go.
Okay. And then where it says mint.
NFTs. Yeah, there it is at the very top. NFTs,
Okay.
and then come down to mint. Yeah. So here's kind of the list of them. Of course, the most sought after ones right now are the nacho ones. I don't have one; they're kind of expensive, but there is utility to that one, especially for us miners. That's a whole nother topic, but there actually is utility now with nacho. So the ones that I've been collecting mostly, of course, I bought random ones, but I'm more excited from the ones I let me come on down here to mine as well. The Kaz apes. If you scroll on down towards the bottom,
There's a way to. I was trying to see if there's a way to search, but let me. Oh, something wrong with my screen now. I can't get it to scroll.
Oh, that searches everything or just the NFTs?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So if you scroll on down, of course you guys can dig into research onto any of them, but the one I'm bullish on is the Kaz apes. I keep on going down there. You'll see the ones and the reason why,
I'm trying not to make people get dizzy.
Right. The reason why is because there's the pre-mint is 0. It's a fair launch. There's only 400 of them. And as we all remember, the ape stuff tends to do well when, the NFT season swings back around. Yeah, those ones right there. And right now you're on listings. So if you, see where it says listings on the left there. If you scroll down, you'll see 2 of mine for sale. Actually, a lot of these are mine. You can scroll on down. I have a couple of the gold ones. I don't want to sell them, and that's why the prices are extremely high. Those are mine. But
is that one yours there?
the color teeth? No, I don't know. Somebody got a good somebody grabbed that one, but
Tell me a
yeah,
number of yours. 248.
both those golds are mine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but you don't don't buy that, obviously. But
Right.
yeah,
But just wanted to show it.
yeah, yeah. So I just have it as a crazy high price because I really don't want to sell it. But hey, if somebody
Is
does,
it all minted out? I couldn't tell if it was.
it's not. So if you just go, just say you
At the
click
very
on,
top there.
see it says mint collection. If you hit the blue one, yeah, and it's 55. Yeah, if you had a Casper wallet right there. So it's 55 Cas is the price, and you get a random one. And you can see there's 79 minted out. There's only 400 available. So that's why I'm bullish on this project. But obviously, there's a lot of other projects on here. Currently, the NFTs can be transferred and bought and sold. There is the market, obviously, as you can see. I have some for sale. The domain names are not transferable yet, but at the very top of this website, see domains. You can inscribe one. So if you want to come up with a name and see if it's already taken, you can go ahead and do that. I think it's like 30 Cas for a normal word, but these are not transferable. There's not a market for it yet, but that is coming, obviously. So it's just great to get into this stuff early, man, before things get crazy. Like I said, the NFT space is down, and I think the other aspect of having a domain name is you can send Cas to me by sending it to burke.cas, and it gets sent right to my my Casware wallet. So you don't have to know like a big string of characters. You can just send it to burke.cas, and then that's how you can make a payment, to my wallet. So that's another benefit currently of having a domain name. Anyway, I'm kind of jumping back and forth, but
No, you're good. That kind of functions like an ADA handle on the Cardano network. You can buy that. It's similar. You can buy kind of what a domain is, and then people can send you stuff by not having to put the full wallet address. So that's kind of cool. That's a good function.
yeah, definitely. So what we've got, so right now, as I was saying, that these are just inscriptions on the network, but right now there's two large groups that are building. It's a race right now to build smart contracts to be the very first one, and that's Sparkle and that's Egra Labs. Sparkle is going to be a directly native on the Cas chain, whereas Egra is going to be more like a Matic, which is where the USDT Cas is also going to be, kind of like on the secondary layer. So what we're waiting for right now is the Crescendo hard fork, 10 blocks per second, and then what you're going to see, like in these, whether it's the KRC20s or the NFTs, whatever, we're going to have MEV resistance, where it's going to be transfers are going to be under 1 second. The fees are going to be extremely cheap. And given what's going to happen is with the Egra Labs tech, all the developers who have been on the ERC Ethereum side of all the memes and everything like that, what you're going to see is they're going to be able to copy and paste their old ETH projects right onto Cas, and what you're going to end up seeing is like a pump.fun thing happening on Cas eventually.
Berkey, I got a question for you if you don't mind. The NFTs are super new for Caspa, but I know they were talking about have they put out any new news on the smart contracts now that the NFTs are released?
Yeah. So and that's kind of what I was going on about. There was there's two main groups who are working on smart contracts. Effectively, what they're waiting for, I mean, that they're in development right now, but what they're waiting for to actually go mainnet is the Crescendo hard fork at 10 blocks per second. So which is going to encompass the MEV resistance trading as well. Yeah, so that is coming definitely, and like I said, there's two companies who are eagerly trying to be the very first, but they're both going to be technically, they're both going to work different for the Cas network. So it's good to have both anyways. But anyway, yeah, that is in the works.
The only reason why I ask is for the staking feature. You know, in order to stake these NFTs, you would need a smart contract to execute that smart contract and then get a stake and reward off these NFTs. I mean, that's just, I'm just looking down the line. I just didn't know if you heard anything or not.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I don't know, I mean, it's definitely a proof of work system, but who knows? Maybe with a smart contract, they could do some form of staking. I mean, right now, technically, there is a way of staking. Say, like if you had a Nacho NFT out of this group and you put it onto your Caswell wallet, of course, that's where it would go. Well, or on your Tangent, actually. Tangent would work with KRC20s. And then you mined, if you were mining Cas to the cat pool, you get rewards in Caspa, of course, but also you get Nacho rewards. And if you have an NFT there, you get 0 fees. So there is functionality with the Nacho NFT, holding that and mining to that same wallet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the smart contracts because that just opens up the door for stable coins and everything else. So
exactly, and we will see USDT on Cas, man, and that's gonna be so much nicer, dude. Instead of work,
fast transactions, and people will love it because they'll be able to buy their pizza in seconds and not have to wait 10 minutes like on Bitcoin. So.
Right, and they're having a $30 fee for a $5 transaction.
Absolutely.
It's just that's just disgusting, man.
If Caspa can corner the stable coin market, that's a big if. But if they can do it, man, oh man,
yeah, that'd be lit, man. Yep, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell, man. Those are the developments. That's what's happening. I would get in early on certain stuff. I mean, do your own research, obviously, but we've seen stuff like this before. It's gonna all come back.
You got Tony over there buying something right now.
Not quite.
I got a question. What right now, Cass, has you like uber excited that you're kind of like chomping at the bit right now?
Out of all the options?
Yeah, the one that you're like, yeah, this is it for me.
Man, I think dude, well, there's so much. I'd probably say the 10 blocks per second and being able to solo mine on the and getting the rewards, especially when this stuff's going. But I think it's 10 blocks per second, and the Crescendo hard fork is going to open up a whole lot, to be able to do like smart contracts. And that's the very first stepping stone, and that's kind of what we're waiting for mainly. So I would probably say that the Crescendo. I mean, and then you got, Dag Knight, which is another year off, but whatever. But yeah, I think Crescendo is probably it.
I did see the Bybit wallet balance after the hack. Did you guys notice that? It went from 10 million CAS all the way down to like 300,000 CAS or something like that.
People are pulling off.
I don't know if it got hacked or what happened with it, but yeah, I saw a chart. They lost a lot of CAS in that.
I think RMT was buying it up.
My screen keeps jamming up on me. Sorry about that. I lose like every 15th word or something. Alex, we see you down there, brother. Thanks for tuning in. We love you, man. Everybody put the otters in the chat. Support Alex O Crypto. Let's go. No. Let's go. Burke, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you, man. We know you're the cast guy. Thanks for grabbing that name for me. We'll be hooking up in the DMs. Probably see you tonight in live or stream.
This is for you, Billy. Oh, come on.
Can't hear it. Can't hear it. See, Biomex tried to go off script and
yeah,
old. Dark helmet.
Spaceballs jam. Yeah, I didn't have it queued up. I tried to pull it up on the fly.
Piper in the house.
We got
What's up,
Army
Mike?
Piper in the house.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
well, oh, that's
Dave.
all Dave.
Just so you know, Piper, that was Dave Digital that hit that button. So, we've been waiting since we uploaded all these sound effects, and we're like trying to duct tape Dave's hands to the chair so he doesn't hit the button. So, Burke, thanks, man. We'll see you. We'll see you tonight, I'm sure. So, and what do we have next? We have DDT in the business. Go for it. Go for it. DDT's like, what was that? What's going on,
evening,
brother?
DDT.
Let's get into some Bitcoin news, some Bitcoin charts, man. How you been?
Been all good. Chilled weekend for once, actually. I think we're getting to that stage now where Bitcoin is at least doing what it should be doing on weekends. And the last real pump weekend we had was inauguration weekend, or that week again. So price action is boring for a lot, but it's doing what it should be doing. It's what ideally it should be boring on weekends.
Price go up.
Price go up, price go down. Okay, so quickly, let's just turn everything off. Hardwall. Just looking at candle structure. Weekly doji currently. We have CME opening as well in about 15 minutes, so they're going to come in 15 minutes. This is drawings, put indicators. It's indicator on. Yeah, so this is all for me at the moment, a temporary pullback. We do have some signs just price action wise, or even market cipher money flow wise, just money flows in the red. If we didn't have this dip on Friday, or this hack, or FUD, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to believe, we had the money flow coming up, and then so we were almost there, back to money flow in the green on Friday. At this point as well, on Friday, what happened is we rejected. Oh, let me take this off for now. We'll take out the. So basically, where we rejected, I think I pulled a 4-hour. Yeah, that should be. Why is this in the wrong place? Oh, so yeah, sorry. So this Fibonacci where we rejected from was pulled from the high at 102, I think. Yeah, high at 102 down to the 93 whatever low from last week, Sunday, Monday. We rejected perfectly the golden pocket. If we go down into the 15-minute as well, into the golden pocket, you could see my indicator should pick up divergences. We had divergence. We had bearish CVD. I'm not really going to show order flow, but in this section, yeah, there was anyway. If you were trading just price action and you weren't even watching, kind of looking at the news in regards to this Bybit thing, that was it was a scalp short. In my view, it was a scalp short all day. I know a few people that caught that. I think I was just busy on something, but you know, you can't catch every single trade. So yeah, there was already kind of signs there that it was going to reject, and then flip into the 4-hour. You could, yeah, from the 4-hour, literally hit the bearish 4-hour candle with engulfing, because it engulfed this candle here with the red vector candle. So down, where do we bounce from? Bounce from a local golden pocket. Literally, I think from between these, roughly. So yeah, we bounced on the golden pocket, basically roughly where there might have been, there's an intermediate candle. You could probably pull to the 1 hour and actually get a better, you could probably get a better pull on the candles to get the golden pocket, like literally, but we're not going to be pedantic about that. But basically, we're just trading between golden pockets. We're trading between Fibonacci levels in a weekend range still. And I just want to get off that so I can just hide these. So macro wise, we still obviously have, quickly show you the, not the fibs. So this is kind of the CME levels and the, so basically on Friday came down as well. We had the trap shorts, which is basically the play. They try and trap shorts and trap longs going into weekend consolidation. But now as well, we have the CME close just below us. And kind of my guess now is within 15 minutes, they're messing around here on the CME close from Friday. So basically, I think they're going to swipe. They're going to take out these shorts, give them some hopium somehow, and then bounce up. That's kind of my play. Or otherwise now, the gap is so close, they could probably come back to it in Asia. So what I would hope would happen now would they would come and take this, and then we go up. But seeing the candle structure here, specifically on the 1 hour, are we getting any triggers? Trigger waves? You're about to print a 4 hour green dot, probably have the 3 and the 2 hour printing. Yeah, 3 hours printing, 2 hours printing, just confirmed. So yeah, it's basically just ranging for now. It's come down. One thing I'm hoping for as well, which is basically also as well what I was saying with the daily money flow, the Friday, the money flow on the 4 hour was trending up as well. So it was looking good until it wasn't, right? So for the most part, if anything, the two options here, if I had to look at lower time money flow, the 15-minute is still quite thick red. I would still think they're going to swap down just based on that 30-minute. There'll be a lower time frame swipe because of the lower time frame money flow. But yeah, 1 hour. It's only really up to like the 1 hour that's red. That probably is the concern. So that kind of has me thinking that obviously that swap is going to come in on heavy volume on the CME Open in a few minutes. And I don't know if there's anything above us. Quickly, it was daily nakeds. I think the daily naked point and controls at 98. Daily blocks. Yeah. So for the most part, if we are going to go up, the targets for now, kind of low time frame targets, will be these, all this zone of vectors here, all this liquidity. So that's kind of what I would expect if it goes up. If it goes down, it is going to target. So this candle here on Binance, that candle there on Binance is a vector candle. Also a green vector
That looks candle. like an upside down cup and handle, man. That's crazy.
Lower time frame, it seems as if it's could be an Adam and Eve, could be could be one of those patterns.
Upside down Batman.
Yeah, it could. The chances are, and usually with the weekend playing out how it normally does, or if this is a typical weekend trap, which they now free and then reverse from, and obviously money flow lower time frame is kind of having me biased for them to swap to the downside and then continue up, or kind of try and retrieve this. So market maker or whoever it is, liquidity providers, the liquidity points is there and there currently in the charts where the red arrows are. So, or kind of in these zones. So if they are going to come anywhere, and we just bang in the middle. So it's the sausage, right? Trade the buns. The buns are this, there, and there. So that's basically kind of where I would expect it to go for Asia, or at least on CME, and then Asia will regulate the price action and kind of just form a range again. And anyway, if they do swap down, we've got the psychological ranges above us. So for the most part, we're just basically trading in the middle of two liquidity zones, which, me being biased, I'm thinking we're going to swap down to come back up. I'm not really that bearish, though. I know a lot of people are very bearish currently, but until we break below, where's the lows? Yeah, until we stop breaking, obviously there'll be liquidity left behind here as well. So until we stop breaking like 90K, I'm just going to say we're going to range. It's going to be like another range all the way until the summer, and then. But obviously, no one wants to hear that. Everyone wants price either to do something, but ranging price action is the best price action to trade. It's a trader's paradise because you can hedge yourself. You can kind of get in good shorts, good highs. Kind of, you can always be on both sides of the trade, or both sides of the price action. So, for the most part, we have a joke in the kitchen in Frankie's Discord. We're going to call this the Huller Range 2.0 because obviously we had the after the ETFs that came in last year. Obviously, we had a huge pump, and then we ranged all the way through to like September or whatever it was before we broke out in November. Right? So we had this huge Huller range below us. Now, a kind of personal joke is this is the Huller range 2.0. So, basically, yeah, I think it's a trader's paradise, but also as well to kind of get in on spot coins and those type of things is a different story because you don't necessarily want to buy here. You can. It's not my thing to buy here. If I had to start bidding again, it's below 90K for Bitcoin. So if anything, when Bitcoin goes below 90K, that's probably when I start bidding kind of on spot again. And then obviously when we start taking highs, I just missed one of my spot TPs when Bitcoin was at 110. I think it like literally front ran about $50. Anyway, but yeah, price action's just ranging. If you're watching anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling on now. But
no, it's good. I mean, that's really what's going on. And Alex said perfect bounce of the 786. Yeah.
Just watch the low at 94. So 94,900, 94,800. Liquidity zone below. So basically, like I was just saying quickly, the liquidity in that zone, and you just got to watch which way it goes. I don't know if there's that much news coming out this week. I haven't actually checked. News. Quick. I didn't even know if there's news this week that's really going to move markets.
And DDT after once you go over that, let's look at dominance and let's look at others. Kind of give us an idea because I know a lot of people are like really struggling with the alts. So getting an idea of that, I think, is going to help out as well.
It's only unemployment. This GDP, basically it. There's only GDP and PCE that I think is really going to move the market. So Wednesday and Friday, basically.
Dave's like a kid in a candy store.
Now, with that being said, as well, with the price action, you'll get a 2-day move into. Or if price action plays out the way it does, kind of how this works with news midweek and news on Friday, you're going to have a move. So you'll have a fake move soon, and then a Monday, Tuesday move going into the Wednesday news. Either then you have a continuation or reversal after Wednesday. So Friday, and then you can have another flip reversal or continuation on the Friday, depending if the news is bullish or bearish. You wanted to look at Bitcoin dominance. Sorry, I'm looking at
and others like I said, I know a lot of people are kind of like I'm not trading right now. I mean, I couldn't trade. I had a lot of my fiat stuff I had to do, but I think a lot of people are struggling because I see it all the time with alts, and people are just waiting for this season. And I think we're gonna have sideways price action for a while.
So I don't know if I even said it on the stream or where I said it. Maybe I said it for one of the Frankie Premium Kitchen streams that I do for them. Daily money flow is trending down, right? And your alt season starts basically. Your alt start moving every time money flow hits the red. So that is the next catalyst for an almost mini alt season, or could be the full alt season. But daily money flow has to flip red, right? And obviously this I think was November, December, kind of back end of December, and then but also as well, where money flow trends out on the daily, you probably find you also get a bit of alt run. All I've been looking at, literally watching this, is this price action. So you have this valley area, you have that POC. I had a red. I don't know why that had there. What the heck was that for? I had some support lines that it flipped, but now it's come back bearish. So that's the one I wanted. So there's like a support resistance flip, and it's just messing around. Kind of what I did say this week to a few people was that is known as a failed auction. So obviously it trended down, ranged, and then came back up, flipped, and then obviously it's come back down. So it's just messing around with this profile here, the Bitcoin dominance. I don't know if that, yeah, it's still trending below. And for the most part, I don't like that scam wick there up there, but if we had to pull the scam wick from there to there, that's not going to get back to 62. I'm calling it now. If anywhere, it might come back. It's forming a new range here. So it yeah, 4-hour money flows flip red. So I'm still holding out that Bitcoin dominance will drop and we'll get to 60%. While it's doing that, Bitcoin dominance will money flow on the daily on dominance will flip red, and that will give a little bit of outrun. But also as well, Bitcoin needs to be ranging sideways, which it kind of is. Even if it's in this Huller range for Bitcoin, then and that dominance comes down on the daily, on the money flow, and it comes down on the daily. 4-hour, we've already got inklings that some alts want to run because the 4-hour money flow is kind of just flipped red now, but it's very choppy. You can see here, like it's just red, green, red, green, red, green. Can't make up its mind if it wants to come out or go or come in. So there's that. Others dominance, I don't even know if I'd mapped it out all that much. Yeah, I had a big liquidity zone there, which has obviously been taken as it came back down, so don't worry about that. Yeah, I had a volume profile here on others dominance. What's others? What's the percentage now at the moment? Like 8%, 8.5%. There's a range here at the bottom. So with others, yeah, we want the money flow is green, which is really weird. But money flow, I think, probably on the daily is making low highs. No, it's coming out. Kind of made a higher high here, so it's looking okay for trending up, but it's just not. It's just ranging. The dominance is just ranging. So it's also kind of a nothing burger. It needs to trend, basically. Market dominant, Bitcoin dominance needs to trend down. Others dominance needs to trend up. Obviously, the totals, like total 2, total 3, those need to trend up. ETH dominance or ETH BTC needs to start trending up. There needs to be a lot of things that need to happen kind of at the same time. And the problem is we're getting inklings of one thing happening, whereas what we'd want is kind of the succession of things happening to give the spark for it to move. But what I can kind of add to the
and Darren, that's what I feel like. We're not getting clear signs right now.
FS loads. So this might freak a lot of people out, but so basically this is kind of what's known as a spaghetti chart. So basically what you do is you load all your alts against Bitcoin on line charts. And this is something that a friend of mine taught me. And this is how you see their relative strengths, right? So obviously has some of my alts that I've got on my spot bags, right? So hypothetically, if I was looking today, this is how I judge kind of an alt's strength against Bitcoin. But this is very similar to a alt Bitcoin pair if you just had to take the traditional chart. So you can see here ETH from, when was it? This morning, has been outperforming Bitcoin by 1.72%. And this is kind of how you judge what's strong and what's weak. Generally, you wouldn't trade something. So I don't know if I have Aptos in here, but Aptos is one I've been trading this weekend or the last few days.
We got about 2 minutes left, DDT. So
yeah, no worries. So
I want to make sure you get to Joe's question here that's on the screen too.
So Aptos, you can see, has been literally trending above Bitcoin most of the weekend. And if you actually had to go back to like Friday or Saturday's price action, you can see it's outperforming Bitcoin the whole weekend. So it's been good for a long since Friday. So yeah, what did Joe ask? A question in reference to money flow, still learning money flow. What happens first? Do we see money flow going out, down, then we see price action go down, or vice versa? So
That's $1 million question right there, isn't it?
Well,
It's
well,
like that's
time
where the
frame-
rubber meets the road right there.
Time
So
frames
on
are
the
going to
higher
put a
time
factor
frame,
on
on
that.
the,
Yeah.
on the higher time frames with money flow, it definitely lags a lot more, right? So what are we on? We're on others. Let's look at Bitcoin. So it oscillates a lot slower, or moves a lot slower on the higher time frames, right? So that's why you have to front run. So basically, your goal in using money flow is to front run the higher time frames, right? So hypothetically, here, what we do is a strategy. You can see that money flow is trending down on the daily on Bitcoin, right? And then obviously here you can see the price action trended down. So it works that you want to front run that. And also as well, you have to use the dots, or kind of the red dots or green dots, in sync with. So if we had to look here, so the perfect strategy, specifically when you want to use money flow and front run money flow, is to use the 1/16. It's something that CryptoFace used or uses. He calls it. Obviously, you have atmosphere and you have environment. So your environment. Your atmosphere is obviously your higher time frame, so your 1 day, and you've got a 1/16 90 minutes. So now, when you had your one day printing, your 1 day red dot printing, you look to front run the money flow, because obviously as well, at the time that one day red dot was printing on this blue line, you had daily money flow coming out. You front run that on a lower time frame. Use a 1/16. So you could probably even go like 90, 1 hour, 45 minute. And then, yeah, so obviously there you had so basically, when that was printing there, you really had your money flow red in the 90 minute. So you could pretty much just, although it's not ideal, you'd market enter and you would have caught a good short. So the 1/16 is basically the way that you front run the money flow. But the money flow trends and the money flow lags on the higher time frames. So you jump to the lower time frames, the 1/16 of the time frame, of the higher time frame, to front run the slower, higher time frame money flow, if that makes sense.
So Joe, the way I use it, and this is just me, not advice or anything, but the way I use it, it's just another confluence. So if I see money flow going up, okay, and it's one of the confluences, one of the things I'm looking at, I see VWAP coming up. I go down through my time frames, and it looks consistent through all. I see a low RSI. Those are all just, it's just another confirmation for me that this trade is looking like it's the one to be in. So what DDT is going through, of course, when you're on the higher time frames, you can get a better idea of, like he's saying, the environment and the atmosphere of everything. But the way I use it every single day is, hey, I want to see money flow coming up. I want to see a VWAP coming up. I want to see a low RSI. I want to check my, all the confluences, just like you do every day, checking down the time frames. That's how I personally use money flow. So everybody's different. Everybody trades a little bit different. All of my stuff I picked up through Frankie, through Lifer, through Alex O, through Army Piper, even some from you yourself, Joe, DDT. Everybody can use that a little bit differently, but that's just how I use it. But I hear what you're saying, man. That's great questions. Did you see this DDT last thing? Because we do got to run. We got a lot of stuff to cover. If you front run money flow and money flow is trending down, could money flow start going up? Trying to see how traders use money flow. My answer to that is yes. Anything's possible. It absolutely could. But what's your answer to that, DDT?
So you always get more chop with the money flow generally, or kind of more quicker response. The money flow is more responsive on the low time frames. So like hypothetically on the 15 minute, if you're using a 4 hour, you could you could have it up. If this was an example, quick, you hypothetically had a 4-hour red dot here, and you have your 15-minute money flow just cross, and then it comes back up. So there's a whole lot of confluences that you need, and yes, it can chop around, but generally you use your higher time frame as a basis and work your lower time frame to get your entries. And also as well, your higher time frame will chop less. So obviously, if the higher time frame is trending down, there's a higher probability that the trade will go in your favor if you're trading with the trend of the money flow, so either down or up. And the way you do that is obviously on the lower time frames, but the lower time frames are the ones that are probably going to fake you out a lot more. But then also as well, you can get back to risk management. What if you have a wide enough stop, if you kind of manage your risk, if you get in on like bearish divergences at the value area high or value area low, or below the value area high, or below the value area low, or above the value area high, you can kind of stack the odds in your favor. But obviously not every trade is going to go in your way, but obviously it's money flow is one form of confluence. You got to kind of, obviously, like Billy is saying, and a few others have been saying, you got to kind of stack everything to kind of form the thesis to be able to, yes, this trade, I want to take it short. I've got all these confluences. This is where I want to set so you just go from there. I hope that answers.
Yeah. Hope so, Joe. Thanks. Great questions. Yep, there you go, Dave, with the sound effects. DDT, you can hang around, man. We appreciate you. So hang around. We do want to keep this thing moving. We kind of packed some stuff in today, so sorry about the little bit shorter time frame there. So we did want to go over Bitcoin for everybody, since we are always interested, all of us, in what Bitcoin is doing. So we appreciate you, brother.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So let's get back. We have a few other things we put in a thumbnail. We didn't complete our sentence or conversation on the whole Bybit thing. I think Jimmy, you were kind of speaking about that a little bit before we got Burke back on. So where did we leave off with that? Let's keep that going, because I don't think we ever finished our point on that, did we?
I mean, we did for the most part. I mean, just saying how, humans are the weakest link in any security, period, whether it's physical or, in IT or anything. I mean, so, I mean, the wind can change directions and people will start selling. I mean, that doesn't bother me any. Yeah, it's FUD. Yeah, that's going to go down some. But, I mean, I think this week we're going to be right back where we were headed before that news came out.
I've been impressed, really, with that kind. What was it, 1.4 billion? That kind of hack and that kind of liquidity, that kind of money liquidity. Wow, I've been impressed with the stability of the whole marketplace. I mean, that's a big one. So that kind of gives me a little bit of reassurance that it's just a different market now. I think if that would have happened the last bull run, well, we know FTX and Celsius and Luna and all that stuff, it kind of wrecked us pretty good. But it was really just a little bump in the road, man.
Yeah, man.
I've been impressed with that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well,
I think that they handled it right. That they were very transparent. They were acting behind the scenes with all the resources that they had, not just alone by themselves, but with other exchanges. So even though it was stupid AF to fall for it, especially at that level, they handled it.
They've what I've seen today as well, I've obviously been scouring X and also as well just watching a few live streams about it. They've had liquidity injection from investors. So the company gets hacked for 1.4 billion and they can go to investors and say, can you please give us a little bit more money? Like, who would do that in these type of situations, right? So obviously they are well reputable. I think they're probably one of the biggest exchanges after Binance, and they barely flinched. And also as well, the other, because they couldn't access their cold wallets because of this issue on Safe, where they're housed, or their cold storage, other exchanges gave them bridging loans on hot wallet so that they could at least process everything. And yes, there might have been waiting times and those type of things, but they barely flinch. It just shows like it's not a Ponzi like FTX was, right? So
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I think that they have, and it's a new day. I mean, they went right live on X on I'm not sure if they have YouTube, but you saw a live video of them talking about what's going on. And so they were as transparent as I think you could get. And they weren't just saying stuff being live, they were saying what was true. So
The
and confidence that these investors just like, yeah, I think it was quite a bit. I think it was about $700,000 liquidity or cash injection they got from investors, literally to cover some of the, or call it a black hole, but they literally just only had to sell assets or get bridging loans to be able to allow customers to remove the assets if they wanted to. So everything handled perfectly. Yeah, they're not a Ponzi, that's for sure.
the group
No.
that did this hack was the same. Sorry, guys, my voice is. The group that did this hack. It's the same group that did the Femex hack, correct?
And they also did BingX as well. They hacked one of BingX's cold wallets.
yeah,
Or hot
and they
wallets.
also, like Billy was saying earlier, they also hacked Ron's basement. I mean, I think it's Lazarus. From what we've been hearing, is it's North Korea's Lazarus. So the only way that anything happens is Trump gets pissed off and he goes over there and smacks, little Rocket Man around and says, "Hey, look, you need to stop. We're trying to be the crypto capital, and you keep stealing it." So, and I heard somebody say that. I don't remember who to give it credit for, but somebody pointed that out.
But Bybit is not an American exchange, right?
They're based in Singapore, but I think they're offshored in Dubai, registered in Dubai, but based, I don't know how their structure works.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but anything that makes crypto look bad, we don't want that.
Well, it was ETH. They took ETH, right? That's what they took, ETH.
Yeah. But also as well, I don't know if anyone heard or anyone saw, they've recovered. So basically one of the staked, so they had a bit of staked ETH that was also in the cold wallet. So it wasn't just localized ETH, right? Normal ETH. It was staked ETH. It was various versions of ETH in the cold wallet. So some of the stake ETH got sent to Mantle, which is also like a staking platform and stuff. And apparently Mantle picked it up that it was from the Vicarious wallets of these hackers, and yeah, they snapped the ETH, and apparently they sent it back to Bybit. So the Bybit got about 32,000 ETH back of the 400,000. And this is the thing. Obviously, they got this whole. I don't know if anyone watched Crypto Bataran did a good stream with Ben from Bybit earlier. I was just bored and watched it. But basically, the TLDR is that they've got a thing now where they're going to have like a bounty. So I might have a bit of a play and try and see if I can sleuth. But yeah, they're getting community.
Yeah, you said a bit of a bounty. That's an understatement for $140 million bounty.
Yeah. So basically, they'll give you 10% of whatever they recover, which is a lot. You can do $1 million. That's a good. But I don't know. Mantle basically only picked it up because it was blacklisted. It was a blacklisted wallet. And why? Like after they know it's a blacklisted wallet, would someone try and still send it to a DEX or whatever to try and swap out and move around? So it's like the money's tainted, or the wallets are tainted. There's no way, or there's very little way that you can actually untaint it as such. So they got caught on that one. But obviously it's a small percentage, it's less than 10% of what they stole or hacked. So
yeah.
So and that's the funny part, because you see all that, although they can't dump those funds. So really it's not bearish news, because it's not like they can take that and dump it into the market. They gotta hold on to it. They gotta figure, they gotta have some type of game plan.
With the Femex and BingX, they actually managed to get the funds up, but obviously they use mixers. They probably use like Tornado Cash and all these other things. But I think with Bybit and the amount, it was smaller amounts with the other exchanges, with the other hacks. So it can go under the radar. But with someone like the second biggest exchange, it won't, that amount of money. It's like all hands on deck, and anyone that wants a little bit of the bounty money will get it. Like they'll do everything they can, kind of. So the odds are stacked, even though they've got the ETH or whatever, the odds are stacked against them.
Yeah. Yeah. So switching gears, Tony, do you want to give a little update on the X Space Tuesday? Or your mic?
Yeah, let me get into that. So let me pull up some stuff here.
Sorry, I was in the private chat, propping that
All right.
stuff. Sorry about that.
So let me bring this up. You know, all of you can find us on X. You know where to find us on X. However, I'm just going to make sure. I believe that's the right one. Yep. Let's go, Redman. Let me widen this a little bit. There we go. So on X, you know where to find us. Billy Goat Tales right here at Billy Goat Tales. And so we have Ernest Lee, who from Decrypted Tax. You know, he's a sponsor of several channels, and we have him on again. We had him on last year when we had him on chapter 16 of our NFT book, talking about crypto taxes. And him and Jimmy Jim are going to share the stage. You know, a few weeks ago, we started in one of our X spaces, we started talking about revocable trust or irrevocable trust. Which one was it? Irrevocable
Both,
trust?
yeah.
Jimmy?
Irrevocable trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we had a really good conversation about that and several other topics, and we thought, why not, as we're getting ready for tax season, you know, some of you might have already filed taxes and whatnot, but as we're getting ready for tax season, of course, you can find and use whoever you want, but Ernest Lee, you know, here's his decrypted.tax website, and he's very active in the Board Apes. I think he's one of the board members on the Board Apes, if I get that right. And
He's
so
on the
this is his,
DAO. Yeah.
yeah, he's part of the DAO, and so we've got that ready, and he'll be joining us this Tuesday. So come and ask your questions if you have tax questions. Of course, he's a tax attorney and a tax accountant in the United States. He might be able to answer some general questions in other countries or whatnot, but primarily he's going to be advising on stuff that we do in the U.S. And him and Jimmy are going to talk a little bit about those general topics like that, some maybe legal topics and things that might be of interest. You know, we had that great engagement that one Tuesday, and people are really interested to learn how they can protect themselves, protect create LLCs, all that type of stuff. So we're going to get into things that might help you. And, you know, just like Jimmy does on a personal level, him and his son have some trading cards that they started doing, and Jimmy's going to share a little bit about that later, but share about how to protect yourself and protect your assets. You know, it's not that we would want to not pay taxes that we should, but there's ways to legally protect yourselves, protect your family. And so we're going to get a lot into that on Tuesday. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So yes, he's a tax accountant, and we certainly will be talking about taxes if anybody asks those questions. But this is really about, hey, you're in the crypto space, you do trading, you do maybe NFT collecting, you do some mining, you do whatever. You should really have at least at a minimum an LLC to help you with your tax burden. And then we get into the benefits of having irrevocable trust and what that means, and really how easy it is to set it up and earn. So we really want to make sure that everybody sets themselves up for the future the right way, the right legal way. So it's just not going to be about tax. It's really going to be about how should you do this to protect yourself and make the most that you can and protect your wealth. So Jimmy's got hands-on experience with that. We, as Biomex said, we started that conversation in X Space. It really blew up. So we thought it'd be a good idea to bring Ernest on and just explore all those areas to help you guys out in the future. And if you already have an LLC, that's great. You can drill down and ask him some tax questions for it. If you already have a trust, that's great. You can drill down, ask some questions about that as well.
Yeah, the great thing about those X spaces is that if you have questions, come up and ask them. You know, so it's an engaging space. I mean, of course, you know, our YouTube, we love doing this type of stuff too, but it's just a different platform and different media. And Ernest did great last time answering questions, so bring it on. Come on and join us.
Amen.
I did have a couple things that I wanted to share, if that's okay, real quick.
Yeah, man.
On the Cornucopias side. So Cornucopias NFTs, or the game, Cornucopia's game, there's going to be some stuff coming out. It hasn't quite been fully announced yet. However, they are talking about launching the file nodes as far as people being able to create public pools eventually. There are some private pools, and they've talked about that. They have a Copy Cafe that they do every Friday usually. Sometimes it's every other week, but typically it's every week. They might take a week off here and there. And so I'm going to just share my screen for those that haven't checked them out. If you want to learn more about the game, whether it's on the file node side or just about the Web3 game that's launching, here's their YouTube channel. So they had a night at the museum. They have a new launch that's coming out as far as a new game launch that'll have a lot more activity. And so Cornucopia's game, you can find it there. And then I started doing a parody series just this last week where I am, and I even changed my YouTube channel, some of the theme where Tex-Mex Biomix, aka Tony the Brick, the whisperer of the Cornucopias Mafia Guild. So anyways, I've got these 5 series where I'm just going to take and do like a synopsis of their 30-40 minute video and try to do it in a comical way. So but people can always link back and look at the official Cornucopia stuff if they're interested there. And, we're starting to put out more content too on our other socials. So please check out our other socials. We've got the TikTok. We've got the Instagram going with some cute goats. We've got the TikTok's got some other types of content. And then you can start seeing the shorts that have come out. Some of them are from our Sunday feeds and doing that here on YouTube. So please like and share. Trying to get that subscriber count up. Why is that, Billy? What are we going to do for our first what do you call it? The first image that's going to go down in the chat.
I don't know where you're going with it.
Rusty Bot.
WD-40.
Oh, yeah, the WD-40 can.
What are those things called?
We got to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can add our emojis, which is going to be the WD-40 can for Rusty Bot. Yeah, he's got to have some lube. He's got to have some lube.
and another little off-topic thing, Billy puts out the motivational mindset videos that we post on the Billy Goat Tales Monday through Friday. Anybody who wants to share a landscaped video, it's got to be about 8 to 10 minutes. If you want to share those, jump in our Discord. Open a ticket, share those videos with me. I personally would think it'd be cool to have all 50 states, different driving, scenes as Billy talks. So if you want to do that, jump in and provide us some videos on Discord, open a ticket so that it's not just in the general stuff, but 8 to 10 minutes of driving, hopefully all together and landscape, because that's how it fits the theme. But if you want to do that, we'd love to put some of the, give credit to those that do that and maybe capture all 50 states and maybe some other countries too.
There goes Dave Digital. They're coming for you, brother. They're coming for you. All right. Hey, Tony.
That's all I got.
By the way, your videos, dude, if you guys haven't seen those videos that Tony's making for Cornucopias, you got to watch them. They're great, man. Great job on that, man. Great job. Love it.
Thanks. I was trying to create some like streaming videos where I was playing the game, but there's so many people that do that. And I just found this to be fun and easy to manage once a week. So there's 5 of them out now because I did them all like back in this weekend, but I'm just going to do them once a week whenever they have that other video. And thanks for that. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So switching gears, Dave Digital, Jack Dorsey. What comes to your mind? What pops up in your head?
What's going on with Jack Dorsey?
Well, I mean, you don't know a lot about Jack. Jack, all the names seem to get all jumbled up. Who is this one? Who is that one? Who is this one? So Jack Dorsey, he's the guy behind Blue Sky Social. So I did go and get a account, but I did not have one before on Blue Sky. So at
The
least now
former
I'm on there.
founder of Twitter.
That's what you were telling me, is the former founder of Twitter. And then we had a little bit that was a breakdown on him.
He's in the news, right? So
Yeah.
the whole idea of launching another social media platform like he did when he started X or Twitter, is kind of interesting because he's certainly on one side of the political spectrum, and Trump's on the other side, it seems. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like it's been a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's probably more than that. Probably 3 or 4 years ago. Time flies when you're having fun. But I was following him pretty closely back in the day, and then he kind of sold and fell out of the limelight for a little while. Seen him on a couple talk shows here and there, but then you brought him back up in this whole trending, the Google trends, and I found it pretty interesting. What does that tweet say right there?
Where are you looking? On behind me?
Oh,
I don't
yeah, on
think
your
this
screen
this
there.
is yeah, this is just the platform. That's not necessarily a tweet about anything.
Oh,
It just
okay.
is. It's just there on the blue sky, and you'll see that it looks exactly the same as X. I don't know if everybody's already logged on to there, but it has the exact same look and feel as X. So I guess what happened, I guess he's just trying to capitalize, from what I understand, from what I've been reading, is he's just trying to capitalize on the people that are mad at Elon right now. So he opened this up. So we'll see what happens. I don't understand what would be the difference in using this over using, X. It seems like X would be where you're established, where a lot of people make their income even. A lot of people get their news. Most of us even get our news there. So to switch over to Blue Sky, I don't know if that's just something that the anti-Trumpers are going to do, or if it's going to be something that actually catches on.
Well, it's certainly interesting for sure. I would say his non-compete probably expired, and he's able to do whatever the heck he wants to do now. So he felt the fever to go and get started again, and we'll see where it goes. But just to let our audience know that like there's a whole nother basically social media platform out there that you may or may not know about, and so we certainly wanted to bring it up to our audience and let it suit you if it will, and if not, it doesn't. Right? What do you think about it, Jimmy Jim?
I don't like social media to begin with, really.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
the more interesting point. Oh, go ahead, Jimmy.
I mean, I'm indifferent about it personally. I mean, I'm not adding another social media platform. I don't like that dude. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. He sounded like Forrest Gump there. That's all I have to say about
Stupid is,
that.
stupid does.
Yeah.
I got
think more
7
interesting
Jimmys.
Is how's this kid, this meme coin kid, getting in there and getting close to everybody and being able to talk him into doing these meme coins with him. I mean, if you sat and talked to him on a face call or on a Zoom call, would you be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea, kid. I wanna risk my country's
So
reputation."
The Hayden
Yeah,
Davis
man.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, with Hayden Davis, he seems to be in on everything. He was in on the Libra token. He was in on Melania token. He had inside information on the Trump token. He had inside information on there was another one that I'm forgetting right now. Oh, the Enron token. So he made millions of dollars on that. And from the Libra token, he's sitting on $100 million. The last I heard, I don't know if it's as of the stream, but he was sitting on $100 million that he had the control over to do whatever he wanted to do with. And he was waiting on people to advise him. But how does a kid that young get these people to trust him? That makes no sense to me. That's where I'm lost for words. That's where like I was telling Billy earlier, I still thought in my head that, yeah, maybe you hear about a meme coin and you can get in early enough and you could make some good money on it and get out in decent time and, and have fun like anybody else. But listening to this guy tell the story, there's no chance. It seems like Santa Claus really doesn't exist. And it seems like they just told me that Santa Claus doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I'm here to tell you, Dave, Santa Claus does exist. Okay? So don't let that get you down. Santa Claus does exist.
Yeah, I hope
So
so.
look, there's a lot of scammers and shillers and people have just been in the space and understand the coding and understand the space better than some of us. And so You and I were talking kind of off air, and it's like this: the longer we're in the space, the more connections we make, the more collaborations we have. Pretty soon, we are going to be that net of people that we just get information faster because we're so plugged in. Now, there's people that came before us that they're getting the information faster because they're so plugged in, and the people before them, right? And so it's what you do with that information, and it seems like this guy's just always thinking about himself and just thinking about how he can make his millions and screw other people, which is wrong in my mind, and it is suspicious, and I don't like it, but I just keep my head down and we do our thing, and hopefully we connect with the right people and show them the giver's game pathway, and that's how we change the world one person at a time. Meanwhile, that evil's out there. It's going to keep doing its thing, but I try not to let it eat me up, and I try to focus on the positive, not negative, right? And so, but yeah, it's certainly in the news, and it's certainly suspicious to me. This guy has done it before, and it seems like he just gets away with it, no doubt.
But we see that everywhere, Billy. I mean, it's like like, and I fed into the following Nancy Pelosi. I literally have an app that tells me when she buys and sells, and I follow her. And I mean, I've been pretty successful just doing
Why
that.
you ain't
I
rich
mean,
yet?
well, no, I mean, I'm trying to get there, but the thing is it's the same thing in crypto and other other segments. If you want to talk about stock, artwork, I mean, precious metals. I mean, it's just those, some people have the in, or some people take the big risk. I personally like I'm not a fan of memes because I feel it takes away from the possibility of blockchain. Like just it creates noise and what this industry is going to do. But at the same time, I mean, if you're a trader, I mean, like a pure trader, then memes is great for plays because you're in and you're out. But a lot of people who are new, and we all know this, they always buy the top. My whole family, when Bitcoin hit 100K, everybody's like, hey, so how much should I buy? I'm like, now is when you want to buy, when it's at 100K. And it's the same thing with memes. Like, most people get in after. They're Darren, the one rule, you don't buy a green candle, right? That's what they're doing. And if you want to be kind of like messed up about it, like there are exit liquidity, because remember, it's just buying and selling. So
Well,
that's
it seems like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because from what I was reading earlier, his dad was caught up in a big fraud scandal too. So I just don't trust this kid. He's coming on CoffeeZilla and he tries to say that he's innocent. And he came on Portnoy, is that his name? Dave
yeah,
Portnoy's show,
yeah.
and he tried to act all innocent, and I just don't trust him. He acts like he's in danger. His life is in danger.
Well,
And
here's the thing.
Is Portnoy in trouble too?
How long have you heard about this
Portnoy
kid?
got his
The
dang
same
money
thing.
back. Huh?
Yeah, that's another thing that bothers me. Rich people can somehow, always get their money back. It's the poor people who can't. But you see, that's exactly the case of, you go back to, we can always say that the system is rigged, but the people who are scanning Twitter every single day for, like the people who got in early on Trump, like that, like I got the early notice, but since I didn't get confirmation if that was real, I just saw it go to Valhalla basically. You know what I'm saying? But I made money shorting it, and then that's where I made my money on like, the Trump meme. But I'm very, I don't, I think that it's just so easy to do. And then when you read stories of 13-year-olds, making 50 grand in one day, and then like, I just don't think it's healthy for our industry. But
Yeah.
the thing is, you have to accept it though. Like, you have to take the personal part, the emotional part of that. You have to take it out, and just, that's what it is. You know,
Yeah.
you can't be mad because, fart coin, rips 1,000%, and I don't even know, was it what,
Nah, he
a
said
week?
Park Corner rips.
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly, yeah, but I don't know how crazy, like, but I mean, I'd prefer at least the like like, the Trump, but you know dog with hat, like all those things. It's for me, it's I don't like them because I just don't like what it does for the industry, because it creates degenerates. And hopefully we can, like, I'm all for regulating that, because I think that we need that to get further adoption, but that's me.
Well,
I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's
oh my gosh, Dave, you missed that cue like by 25 seconds, dude. So
I
come
just
on.
saw it.
If you're gonna do it, you got to be on time. Come on,
uh,
let's agree to that at least, right? But we have so many people in the chat, and it's a Jimmy Jim rule. When we get the request,
Cologne, we're blooded for one sound. Sound right on. Now. Baby, baby, tonight.
There we go. There we go.
oh man, I'm going to be seeing Dave. Hey, Rocco, I'll be there Thursdays, just so you know. So Dave and I'm coming to the studio. David and I are going to go to lunch after. He's going to crucify me. He's going to, Billy, what are you guys doing over there with the club?
Hey, we can show them how easy it is, right?
Yeah.
It's a community takeover of the club. That's what's happening.
Community takeover. There we go. I'll tell him, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think something else is going on. I think he's afraid to shake those hips. I think that's what's going on over there. That's normally the lighter skin makes you a little
shake
bit
them
afraid to do
hips.
the dancing.
I hear you. So, Redman, we got a little Redman's research. You ready to go get into that a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's hit it, Dave.
Hold on.
I mean, since we've been talking a whole bunch about Ethereum, this kind of coincides with that. It's crazy how this all lines up so perfectly on the show, because it sometimes it doesn't go that way, but today it does, guys. So anyways, what I wanted to talk about was I learned a lesson last bull run, and that lesson was the Ethereum Foundation moves price action, and they sold the top last bull run, and we all know what happened to ETH after that. So in that lesson, I learned that I needed to watch them. I needed to find out what they were doing. So this time, I found out that, and I forgot who told me, but somebody had told me that the Ethereum Foundation was not selling ETH this time. They were actually going to turn around and stake it. So let me see if I can share my screen here, and I'll give you the proof here in just a second. There it is right there. I'll bring up this article.
Show us the receipts, Red. Show us the receipts.
Well, I'm going to bring this article up. It'll show you if the thing lets me share. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And then, Tony, if you could just make it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So here we go. This is from 10 days ago. Ethereum Foundation, right? So Spot on Chain explained that transfers were part of the foundation's plans to engage more in decentralized finance.
And
The
maybe you
Ethereum
can zoom in a
Foundation-
little.
Yeah. It says just to give you a brief synopsis, the Ethereum Foundation recently moved 50,000 ETH to its newly created DeFi multi-sig wallet, which is dedicated to engaging with DeFi applications. So, knowing this, I went ahead and started researching DeFi AI projects, which is like a hot button, a hot button narrative right now, right? So, usually when people start talking about DeFi AI, some people listen, some people don't. Well, I listened, and I found a project, and I'll show you. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Let's stop sharing this one, and we'll start sharing this other screen here. Sorry, guys, just bear with me 1 second. So yeah, if we could make that, let's go to this other
Can you control plus plus?
plus. Okay. So obviously, this is Redman's research. This is going to be a new channel. I'm going to add more to this over time. Um, like I said, I was out a little while for some IRL stuff, but I have a couple coins in here already, and one of them is Sturdy Finance. So Sturdy Finance is DeFi AI, and the reason why they're called DeFi AI is because they partnered with Tau. Everybody knows BitTensor. Everybody knows how big BitTensor is. They're actually using BitTensor for the automation and efficiency. They're going to use BitTensor to make trades for them with their staked AI. It's going to be dealing with risk management and yield farming, and AI algos can analyze amounts of data in real time, giving you the tools you need to be ahead and making things more simple for everyday user and making DeFi more user friendly. So I liked what I saw. The token supply is only 100 million, which is typical for a DeFi project. Right now, I think I wrote this at the end of January. Right now, it hasn't changed much. I think we're sitting. The only thing that changed was the price. The price went up. It went from $1.14 to $1.86 in 1 month. Which you like to see that slow, steady growth in a new coin. But right now, market cap's hovering around 31.4 million. Um, I have the charts on here. This channel here, just to give you guys some a little bit of context, this channel here is going to be for people who have bought the Billy Goat Tales NFT. The NFT holders will have access to this channel and all the coins that I'll be putting in it. Obviously, DeFi AI is not going away. I believe it is going to be a banger. As you can see right now, they're at 1.1% of the combined market cap of traditional DeFi and AI coins. So DeFi is sitting at 140 billion. Then you have AI tokens. This is probably a little less now. I'm sure this is probably around 30 billion, but DeFi AI, you're sitting here right at the bottom. And like Berkey was talking about earlier, we get in the red, right? We get in when the buy-in's good, and this could be something that turns into with Trump's attention to Aave and DeFi and you know and Aave's price action doing so well, and the ETH Foundation now staking and getting into DeFi. DeFi could be something in the next couple of months that could take off. Now, it's not financial advice, and this coin, like I said, is still very new. So do your due diligence, do your research, but look through it. I was impressed with what I saw, and it's still somewhat new. This is an old chart here. Um, Actually, the coin was launched in 2024, September, I believe, 2024. As you can see, like it pumped, it came back down, and then I had measured from the top here all the way to the bottom before we got a correction. This is a 75% correction, and I looked at the chart today. Let's see if I can bring the chart up today. We this this bottom right here is the actual bottom, and we are up 30% from this bottom here. So we're seeing a nice little bounce off of this volume here. and it's continuing to go up. Could be something to look at. I just want to steer it in your guys' direction, give you a little bit of alpha, because this is one of those coins that not too many people talk about. I haven't heard a whole bunch of YouTube channels talking about DeFi AI. I have heard it, but this is kind of one of the ones in the weeds that I was able to do a bunch of research on and find some good info on this on the team and the coin itself. So
Yeah, good stuff, Red. I mean, digging in, peeling back the onion, seeing what's happening. Love it, man. Thank you. So, wifey said, Mark, didn't you hear? AI Lily AI and RMT got married. Wick officiated. You guys are cracking me up
That's
over here.
great.
Yeah, that's great. Oh man, I officiate efficiently. Officiation symphony. Wick, our trading poet, our official trading poet, and Dave, of course, on the soundboard over there. Let's see. K Dig, good to see you. Dutchy, I don't think I said hi to you. Good to see you, brother. Wifey, of course. Wick, of course. We love you guys. Let's see who else we got in here. You guys hanging out with us on a Sunday afternoon. Jesse, of course. Hope you like your wrench, Jesse. That's Dave on the soundboard. RMT, always good to see you. RMT says banned. Wifey, you're banned. Okay, Dave. Jeez. Melissa, neighbor, good to see you. She's like just literally probably could throw a baseball to her. So it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. And T.I. Joe, Trade Intuition, love you. Thanks for all that you do for the space. Of course, Alex O. Crypto, he's been hanging out, probably hanging with the sun there, watching Billy Goat Tales. Alex O says, Balmix has that gorgeous face. No need for a mic to cover it up. All right, guys, it's time for the Jimmy Jim segment. You ready, Jimmy?
I'm always ready, Billy.
Is Dave?
It's Dave what?
He cut me. That's good. He was ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a good weekend. I'm actually pretty exhausted because I haven't slept well last night. We had been in this card thing for the last couple of months, and we finally had a show local to our area. So me and the boy loaded up, took a little bit of stuff, not a lot. Went over to the store, or went over to the show, and yesterday, sold about $1,000 worth of cards, and we doubled back today, sold about another $3,000 worth of cards, and we were just having time, and we scurried home last night to watch some breaks that we had entered. We've I don't want to say we hit a dry spell, but we hadn't hit any really big cards in a couple of weeks, right? I mean, that one show I showed you guys the two WWE cards that we got, and that was about $8,000 in a weekend, and in one break, 15 minutes apart. And thought to myself, there's no way in hell I'll ever top that. And then last night happened. For y'all, or for you guys that don't know, in the card world, Disney has a series of cards, Disney Chrome and a Chrome Sapphire. Chrome Sapphire stuff is like $2,000 a box. It's ridiculous. So it's tough to just spend money on something like that. So we enter these breaks. And last night, incredibly, and we could just pull this up. Where to go? Here is what we pulled last night. Keeping it in mind, I pulled a Mickey Mouse on the blue card that you see in the guy's hand on the screen right now. That was about a $150 card, and we were feeling really good about that. But the very next pack, watch what happens.
Look at that. Is that red? It's red. Duchess. Screensaver. Ready? Look at that. Look how pretty that is. 105 fucking Mickey Mouse. The 5.
Oops.
Let's go. Wow. Let's go, baby. I got chills.
So last night we pulled that card, and yeah, that thing is comping out right now at $25,000.
So crazy.
So that card will never touch my hands. That card will never touch my hands. Literally, the breaker is driving it over to Golden Auctions tomorrow morning. Golden Auctions will send it to PSA to get it graded. And then just so you guys can see it here, let me do one more. Present and share screen. It's always tough finding the comps on these things. And are y'all getting that? Did I not share it?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. That is the current selling price of a raw. Same card I have. It's number 5 of 5. Mine is number 1 of 5. And I can only hope that this thing raw sells for 25,000, because if I send mine off and it gets graded a PSA 10, you can probably take that number in 2 or 3x it. Just absolutely insane that we pulled that card last night.
Well, you know what?
I couldn't sleep last night.
Jimmy, I think it's time for a celebration since you pulled a $25,000 card. Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was something. And as soon as the show ends, we've got another Star Wars Antiquities break, which is 9 cards. The box is $3,500. So as soon as we jump off of the stream here, I got to jump in that and see if our luck runs out, or if I should have held all my cards last night or what. But they're doing another Disney break tonight, and I was kind of like,
Jimmy, I have a question.
I would tell that guy to start wearing gloves, Jimmy, if he's going to open my card.
For
he
sure.
needs to start wearing gloves.
It's fine. Those
White
cards
gloves.
are, if you saw how hard those cards are, they're actually kind of heavy. They're like really thick card stock, and you just get a little microfiber towel and wipe them off and put them in the sleeves and send them off. So once they get to Golden Auctions, that's probably one of the leading auction houses where you see all of these big money cards going. So pretty exciting. I mean, we'll keep you posted, and I'll definitely post on X when the auction happens if anybody wants to tune in and see what this thing goes for. But I'm pretty sure, looking at the card, it's going to come back a 10. And then it's just finding the old rich guy with the money that wants to buy it. And when it comes to Disney, there was people fighting over a $200 Figment popcorn bucket. You know what I mean? So they don't have problems spending big money, on unique things, right?
Yeah, Disney has like a lure to it, man. I used to collect comic books when I was a kid, and I had a lot of Disney comics, and I got rid of them thinking, oh well, these this Dark Horse and these Marvel comics, they're gonna be worth way more, and boy was I wrong about that. But I mean, it's just crazy. So I wanted to ask you. So you said it was about $2,000 for a box. How many packs come in that box?
And on the Disney Chrome stuff, I think it's maybe 6 packs in the box, and then
Wow.
I don't know, maybe 8 cards in the pack. It ain't a lot. But the Disney Sapphire stuff that's $2,000, it is a short print product, right? So they have the Disney Chrome, which is the least expensive, I should use that term, is the least expensive of the series. They'll release those, and then they'll come back and then do a short print on, and make the cards blue. The regular Chrome ones are just shiny, look like Chrome. But the blue cracked ice stuff is what everybody wants. Even just a base card in those bring good money. I mean, the blue Mickey, it comps out at 150 all day long, easy. So when you start throwing in a 5, put it this way: the 1-of-1 Disney Chrome has been pulled and has already gone to auction, and it sold for $500,000.
Jesus, wow.
So a 1-of-1 Mickey in the Sapphire will probably go close to $1 million of the same card I have, just 1-of-1. So a 1-of-5, you got to pull that back a good bit. Anything, but I mean, I'd be happy with 25. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
And
that card literally cost me $6.
That's
So-
crazy. So, and I saw it was Tops. Is there a reason why it's Tops that comes out with that line, or? 'Cause I would
They
think it
have
would
the
just be
license.
Disney.
I mean,
Oh,
if you're looking at sports cards, if you're looking at sports cards, you always just look at the player and ask yourself, can I read the team name? And if you can't read the team name, then that's an unlicensed product, right? But there's tons of card manufacturers that produce all these, different types of cards. But when you get off into like entertainment and, Star Wars and things like that, those are usually exclusive licenses. But yeah, I mean, it's the only real Disney product out there, and Disney people love it. And I mean,
I
these
just find it
things sell
interesting
out.
that Disney didn't do it themselves, that they went through Tops. That's all.
Well, I mean, they make movies and they make theme parks.
Yeah. So I guess it was easier for them to have somebody who does it
Why
already.
go
Yeah,
through the
makes sense.
headache when you can
Yeah.
license it to someone, get paid, and then just have them, pump these things out. But it's been a crazy weekend. We'll see how this thing wraps up tonight on Philly Whiz Kids
Jimmy
on
will be
YouTube.
texting me at 10:30 again. Here's what I got, Billy.
Yeah, dude, I was texting. Well, that was the bad part. I mean, I broke like $3,000 worth of shit in the house when it hit, and so
So that cost you $3,006, really.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But no, it's
that's
fun stuff,
crazy.
man. It's really fun stuff. It's been a great weekend for the card business for sure.
That's always good. Well, keep us updated. Now everybody's getting interested. Hell, you're going to have us all buying these cards pretty soon, Jimmy. So, it's the way it
Well,
starts.
I mean, hey, I got AJ. AJ doesn't miss. He's one of the card guys. I mean, we got card guys coming over to this stream. So, makes sense.
Oh, is
I
that?
mean,
Oh,
y'all go
okay.
over to
Okay,
Philly
that's
Whiz Kids
AJ. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll send you some crypto. You can buy me some cards.
Yeah, when copy trading.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's when we were at these shows, the people were asking me, like, did y'all pull all these cards? And I was like, would you believe me if I told you every one of these cards came from doing breaks? And they were like, no way. No way.
But what is that?
But I
Jimmy,
have a
what's a break?
strategy. So
What's
a
a break?
break is
I-
essentially if you've got a $2,000 box of Disney, right? And you can't spend $2,000 on a box. So what they'll do is they'll break down, call it 23, or I don't remember how many it was in that one. It was 20, I think 20 different groups each group will have 5 characters in it, right? So you just buy a spot that's going to guarantee you 5 characters. Well, you can buy multiple spots and get 20 or 25 characters. Then what they do is they jumble all the names up, then they jumble all the groups up, and then whatever you get, whatever cards they, if they're opening 10 boxes and you've got a Mickey Mouse, well, every time Mickey Mouse comes out, that Mickey Mouse is yours. And they do it for sports teams, they do it for everything like that. So, it's a way for people to get in on expensive cards, and
breaking
get a
the
piece
bank.
of that.
Yeah.
Without breaking the bank, right? And then there's people like me who run the numbers and say, okay, well, this break is, I could go out and buy all of these cards for $3,000, $3,500. All right. But why do that when I could spend 2 and take 2/3 of the cards, and then now I'm just relying on getting the good characters and those characters matching up with the ones I have. So I mean, it's a way. I mean, good. For instance, last week when I did a Star Wars Antiquities, there's 9 cards in the box. I paid for 2/3 of the break, and then I took 6 of the 9 cards out of that box. So, you just got to play the game. And then they have what they call filler spots. So even if you can't, so like tonight, the Antiquities break is $200 a spot. If you can't afford $200 for the one spot, then what they call a filler. So that one spot is broken down into 4, and then you only pay 25% of that spot price. And then they random it off. So you've got, a 25% chance of paying way less than everyone else, and still getting good cards. So usually I'll sprinkle in my full spots, and then I'll grab what would equate to. So if it was a 25% break, then I'll pull 3 filler spots. And for whatever reason, I hit those fillers all the time. So I'll end up getting 2 spots for $50 and then buying 3 or 4 more for a couple hundred. So now I've got, 6 spots at, 4 spot price. And it just keeps working out. So I just keep doing it.
That's good stuff, Jimmy.
We need to figure out how to chart this, Billy. We got to figure out how to do charts for cards.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy will write his own algo.
Dude.
Pretty. Yeah.
They already have them.
He'll keep us abreast of what's going on. I know Jimmy well enough. He'll figure out who all the players are, what the strategy is, what the algo is, and he's already doing it really. So, but we got to wrap up, guys. Jimmy, great stuff. Always interesting, man. Fascinating, actually. Glad you hit the big one. Let us know what happens. I'm sure the community wants to know. Everybody in the chat, thank you for tuning in to Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you. Just Me, good to see you. All Set, good to see you. Alexandra G, thank you for helping us out like you always do. Melissa, our neighbor. GF Burke. GF Burke he said, people paid you in cards to do your breaks, Jimmy? That was great. Dutchy, all you guys. Wick's wife, thank you for all tuning in. We will be here next week. Actually, the team will be here next week, next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be on a flight coming back from Vegas. I'm flying out in the morning. Can't wait to hook up with Sin City guys out there. And, of course, Tuesday, come to our X Base. It's going to be very, very informative. It's going to be probably one of the best ones we've done of late with information for our community. So we'll see you guys then. Have a great night. Great, Dave. Thank you.